Mama Mantelli's kitchen. We are going to do something a little bit healthier today. I hope you guys enjoyed those biscuits because I know our family does. Today we're gonna do a layered arugula salad out of Joanna Gaines's cookbook. It has pears in it and a little bit of a spicy walnut that's cooked, and that's the thing we're gonna do next. So come on in. Okay, so we are back over at the stove now because we're gonna do some spicy kind of brown sugared walnuts, which is in her cookbook, and it just sounds so delicious. And she actually made this on her cooking show too, and I thought what a great idea to add that to your salad. So I've melted some butter here, and I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of brown sugar and just get that melted up. And then here comes the spicy part. Cayenne pepper, just 1/4 cup, no more unless you really like spice. Probably wouldn't even add that if you have young kids because they may make, I know my grandson tells me, it's too hot, Phoebe. So we have to watch it on the spices when we're making things for him. So it's gonna melt into a creamy consistency. And once that happens, then you're just gonna add your walnuts. So that was about 1 cup of walnuts, whole walnuts. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of candy these up, and then I'm gonna put them on my silpat mat on a tin tray, and we're gonna let them cool down, and then we're gonna crush them a little bit so they'll be sprinkled into the salad when we get done. So it's gonna be delicious. Okay, so while the walnuts are cooling down, I almost said almonds because my daughter mentioned almonds about 30 seconds ago, so hey, that's how that goes. We're gonna do a dressing. Okay, segue. The dressing that Joanna makes in here has pear vinegar and walnut oil, and honestly, I don't know that I would use that on a daily basis, so to buy that, for me, I'm like, how many times am I gonna make this dressing? So I'm gonna show you our dressing, just a variation, and we can do different variations of this dressing, but it's a really healthy dressing, and it's an apple cider Dijon vinegar vinaigrette. We're gonna start with one, okay, do you call it shallot or shallot? I don't know. I call it something, my husband calls it something else, but he knows what I'm talking about when I ask for it, so I'm just gonna go with that. Quick little tip for you guys, keep a little bin next to you, like a big measuring cup or a bowl or something for just this kind of stuff so you don't have to keep running back and forth to the garbage can. It's just a good way to continue cooking and not have to constantly keep going back and throwing things out. So we're just gonna remove the skins from this. I don't need this whole shallot. So I'm just going to use probably even half of what I have right here. Tip number 2, keep a little towel next to you so that you can just rub things on that when you have like little gunky stuff on your hand. So cutting that even in half. So really just about that much. Now the other variation of this vinaigrette is you can do garlic. Of course garlic. We're from Gilroy, California, so everything in our town is about garlic. We're known as the garlic capital of the world. And so usually everything I make is with garlic. I'll probably have some garlic in the next recipe, but right now I just wanted to do some different variations. So we're gonna do this thing to be named various different things. Okay. So, did anyone watch the Selena Gomez cooking show? Because she gets so freaked out over knives. Okay, here's the one thing I noticed that none of the chefs helped her with, is you can rock your knife with the top of your hand, but here's the trick that no one showed her. She was holding a big old knife way back here, or just right about here. Grip that knife like right up to the edge of the sharp part so that you have control over that knife, and then you can just like chop away and not be scared. The other thing is she never curved her fingers the right way she tried. You can butt your fingers up against the knife, and that way when you're cutting, it's very close to you so that you don't have to worry about cutting your fingers off when you're doing a recipe. But I noticed she was really, really scared to use that knife, and I just think knife skills are just something that is important, but also it doesn't have to be that big of a deal. So just make sure you have control of that knife no matter what the size. Grip it really tight, just like in baseball, they make you grip up on that bat. So you want to do that with your knives. Okay, so we just chop that up really simply. I'm gonna scoop this into our measuring cup, and then we're gonna start layering our salad vinaigrette. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is add, I think this was a half teaspoon. Hold on, hold please. 1 teaspoon. I knew that. It's a teaspoon, of course it is. I'll just add a teensy bit more. And then we have apple cider vinegar. We have 1/4 of a cup. We're gonna add a half a teaspoon of salt, and you can do Himalayan salt. You can do whatever you want, and just some pepper. Again, you can do ground pepper. You can do the fancy pepper, and then we're just gonna whisk this. So this is the part. See, I came up. I used the little whisk. This is where these little whisks are great. So you're gonna whisk this, and this is where the tricky part comes, and you wanna make sure you don't mess this up. So you're gonna keep whisking, and then you're gonna drizzle your olive oil in. Now, most people say, add a half a cup, I just eyeball it. I also don't like real greasy, I feel like sometimes you put too much olive oil in and then it's too greasy, so I kinda like to eyeball it and see. I think that's really enough. I'm gonna add one more little scoop. That's probably more than enough. I can smell it. It smells delicious. And then you have like this nice little vinaigrette. Now you can just put this in the fridge for now, and we'll drizzle that onto the salad later. But this lasts for about a week in the fridge, and so you have vinaigrette all week long, no matter what kind of salad you make. And it's always really super healthy for you. And you know, apple cider vinegar is the thing right now to keep you healthy, so this is one of those things that you can do. Okay, so now we're getting ready to layer the salad, but first we're going to slice up some pears, which I've already sliced one up. So I'm going to show you really quickly how I slice up a nice ripe pear. I cut the top end of it off. I'm actually going to cut the bottom off too. So what you can do is cut it right down the middle, and then I like to peel them. You don't have to, but I just like to do that. So I just kind of skin them, and then we're just gonna slice them in little tiny slices. Do you hear my dogs barking in the background? They're so mad that they're locked up in another room. So I have a black lab named Paisley, that's our hunt dog. And then we have Lola, who is just my princess, and whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. And so sometimes she's very temperamental. And so they are telling me that they're not happy right now. They usually run the house, but today they get locked up in Dad's office because they like to play. As soon as the camera starts rolling, they're like two little children that go, oh, you're on the phone? Oh, you're taping something? Let me make some noise. So we just locked them up. They'll be fine. They'll probably get little treats later on. Okay, so almost done shaving these off. Just getting rid of the skins. And then real quickly, just gonna show you, I just take it flat side down and just slice them very thin. In the bottom part of this, you can kind of feel where the seeds were, and you know, where it's a little bit rougher. So what I do is I just go back through, and I'm gonna go back through and kind of cut off like some of these little hard coverings at the end. So, because those are just, they're hard to bite through, and if you don't want to get one that has a seed and like a hard side, so you just cut that little part off. And so I'm gonna go through and do that. And I don't think I'm gonna need more than this, so I'm not gonna cut this other side. Oops. I'm just gonna use the pears that I have right here. take a taste. You guys, fresh pears, delicious. You gotta eat fruit. It's good for you once in a while. Okay, so we have, here's a quick tip. I walked away, and Joanna said don't walk away from the walnuts. I walked away from them and I almost burnt them. Do not walk away from your walnuts when they're cooking with brown sugar and cayenne spice. Stay by them. They cook for about 3 to 5 minutes, but you gotta keep an eye on them. So, whew, almost had a fail there. Okay, I sold Pampered Chef for 15 years and I still love all of their products, and a lot of things that you see me using is Pampered Chef products. I would just say invest in really good tools. And if you have really good tools, it helps you in the kitchen. And this is one of those things. It's a food chopper. It's the best thing ever, and it's their #1 seller on the line. Every time you need to chop a whole bunch of stuff, you can use a food chopper. Chop that up, it's all done. In 3 turns. I'll make it fit. There you go. So now we've got our crumbled spicy walnuts. The fragrance, I wish we had smell-o-vision. It smells so good. So I can't wait to try this recipe. So we're gonna take our fresh arugula and we're gonna do the first layering here. And then we're gonna top it with some pears. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, guys. You can put any kind of thing that you want in it and make it nice. And then we're gonna sprinkle some of the walnuts. And we're gonna add some of these pomegranate aerials to them to add a little fresh bite, burst of flavor. And then again, do it one more time. Another layer of arugula, some more pears. And I guess you could add, like, one thing I was thinking with this, if you don't like pears, green apples would be good with this. Be creative, again, just think outside the box. There's no right or wrong way. This is like painting. It's up to you and to the eye and to the taste buds of what kind of things that you like. And so just add your own stuff. If you don't like these ingredients, like, do another kind of layering of things that you really enjoy. But look at how beautiful color, like, that is just a beautiful salad. One more layer, and to top this off, we're going to add some blue cheese. Now, I know not everyone's a fan of blue cheese. I love it, but again, put feta. There's a camera person behind me going, ugh, no blue cheese. Too bad, girl, we're eating it today. So you could put feta, you could put goat cheese, you could put whatever cheese you want, right? Just, again, make it beautiful, make it yummy for you. This is the finished product of our arugula salad. Thank you, Joanna Gaines, for making me think of these different ingredients to put together, because I eat those kind of things, but I never thought of layering it in a salad. So I think that is amazing, and it's such a healthy way to eat with all kinds of ingredients in it. And you have your homemade vinaigrette that you can pour over it too, which is a lot healthier than store-bought dressings. So there you have it for today. You have your one healthy recipe of arugula salad. Bye.